And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program once again brings to you its Wednesday PlayStation Showcase. I am OMD, joined as always by my partner in crime and the guy who is everywhere here at Turnbuckle Studios and the TAP, the guy on the joysticks tonight, Mr. Chris Best. How we doing, my friend?
Oh, doing pretty damn good. Very excited about the DLC pack we're going to be showing today. Just because these are wrestlers that we grew up watching.
Yes.
So it's we're going to take a little trip down memory lane with these wrestlers. But before we get into any gameplay today, there's a lot of game news that came out today as far as the PlayStation Plus extra stuff goes. And I was just rhyming off those games before we went live.
Yes.
But I'm gonna showcase. We're gonna talk about those games right now. The first game coming back to the PS Plus is GTA 5. This is going to also include GTA Online. Of course, I think I don't need to really describe GTA 5. It's almost 12 years old. A lot of people have played this game. But basically, one of the interesting things about this game is that you're not just one main character, you're three main characters.
Right.
And you have to obviously control all three of them to meet their destiny, as it were, on the streets of Los Santos. But the online component, that's where the fun is. And I can't even describe that without even showing the stuff you can do in that game, in the online. I know you don't have very positive experiences with GTA, but
honestly, I've never played it, but it's just never piqued my interest. And I mean, again, it's nothing personal against Rockstar, but that style of game just really doesn't do it for me.
I like the freedom of choice that the game gives you. So like you could have like 5 or 6 missions on your map, and you can choose which missions you want to go and do. And you don't necessarily have to go and do those missions. You can go and find a couple of little side missions to go do. Like you don't have, you can go and rob a store if you want to. You can go and buy guns, you can actually do a lot of things in this game.
And I have played numerous games like that. Just that with GTA, and maybe it's, the reputation that it earned preceded it for me. Again, I've never played GTA. I've never tried Red Dead Redemption. Just not for me. They're not my company.
Do you like games that have like a deep story to them, though?
In some cases.
I highly recommend you do play the Red Dead games, because those games have a deep story. Both Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 tie in together.
Right.
But I would say play Red Dead Redemption 2 before you play Red Dead Redemption 1, because Red Dead Redemption 2 is a prequel to 1.
Right.
But GTA 5, I know it's not for everybody, but there's just a lot of good wacky, well, not necessarily wacky, but a lot of good fun you can have with this. I was going to say wacky, but then that's more like Saints Row territory with that kind of game,
Right.
This next one too, another open world game as well. Dying Light 2 is coming, and I've played a good amount of the first Dying Light, and I'm looking forward to this one as well. This one is it's a survival meets action adventure as you attempt to endure the hostile post-apocalyptic world. You got to help rival factions across this city. They don't mention the city here. They're not the only enemies. You got to deal with zombies.
Again, it's
how would I describe it? Yeah,
it's another game that I have looked at.
Mm-hmm.
Something I've never really delved too much into. Again, and I do believe it's an open world, and I've tried similar games. Like there's a game called Generation Zero that I've tried. Bubba and I tried State of Decay a couple of weeks ago. We didn't really like that so much.
Oh, this one has a lot more to do than State of Decay does.
Right.
This one, to put it into better terms, the vibe I got off playing the first one, it was kind of like Far Cry meets zombies, essentially.
Okay.
But it's good. It's action packed. There's a lot of crafting and modding to your weapons that you can do. Like you can make like very creative style weapons with it.
Right.
So there's a little bit of Fallout with that, because in Fallout you can totally customize your weapons as well.
Right. And there's a lot of games that are like that. I know I was able to customize my weapons in a game like Rainbow Six Vegas to a limited extent.
Yeah.
But you can do that in Destiny, in Outriders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
But
sure
I mean,
as
like,
Bubba and I progress a little further in Warhammer, we're going to get to that point.
but I mean, like, in this case, you can take like a teddy bear and turn that into a bullet kind of thing in this game,
Right.
you know? The next game, though, this is a game that I didn't know about, but I've been kind of wanting a style of game like this. Like a Dragon, Ishin is coming. And it's a game set in 1860s. The city of Kaio is plagued by widespread inequality, and one samurai must change the course of history in his search for justice. Right there, first sentence, and I'm sold that I've got to check this out.
Right.
There's not enough, to me, there's not enough games out there where you play as like a samurai or anything like that, you know?
Right.
With the exception of what's that other game that I'm playing right now? I can't remember it. It'll come to me later, but the next,
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes, Ghost of Tsushima. That's the one I play it and I put it down and come back every couple of months, you know?
Right.
But this next game, this one intrigues me too, and you know me, I like my racing games, and it's actually kind of nice to see a motorcycle racing game coming out.
Right.
MotoGP 24 coming to PS Plus.
Nice.
I'm very excited about this one. Yeah, it says, as the new season dawns, the winds of change are sweeping through the pit crews. Embark on your quest to become a MotoGP legend and shape your own epic saga. That sounds like I can do my own career mode with my own racer.
Yep.
And that's the one thing I like about that.
Right?
Yeah. Now this next one, I'm a Sims player, but I'm feeling this for the other players who aren't Sims players, because this doesn't make sense to me. But we're getting Sims 4 Island Living, which is an add-on.
Right.
I don't really like the idea of getting free add-ons when you don't have the game, you know. And I know Sims 4 right now is free to play; anybody can grab the game, but at the same time, you could take that add-on and replace it with another free game, you know.
Yeah.
Now this one, though, this is one that, because I watched the announcement video this morning for like this, and this is actually one game I don't remember seeing in the video, and that's Digimon Survive, which is kind of the opposite from what I used to play, because I was on the Pokemon side, so I know nothing about Digimon, and I might be intrigued to try it out. But this one is, after getting lost on a school trip, Takuma Mamazuka finds himself transported to a world inhabited by ferocious foes and new allies. Join Takuma and his friends as they fight their way back home. Digimon Survive is a hybrid visual novel and tactical RPG. Those two words there, I like tactical RPGs.
Yep.
I'm going to give this a shot. Now the next one is a game that was at one time a mobile game, but it has found further success on consoles, and that's Overcooked All You Can Eat. This is these games are friggin' challenging.
Okay.
It's hold on to your chef hats and prepare for an appetite for an XXL portion, double extra large portion of overcooked magic. Overcooked. Oh, it's Overcooked and Overcooked 2. That's what it is. Okay, so it's a package. It's like a bundle deal for the first two Overcooked games.
Nice.
And all of their DLC content are blended together and remastered in this delicious definitive edition. Enjoy hundreds of levels. It's cooperative cooking chaos, so it's like a timed cooking game. to get through
Right.
every level, you know? So yeah, that's the challenge, is the timing in the game. And then there's so this is we're going to go with old school internet here, and I know you said you don't remember this, but I do remember this series on YouTube. Actually, it
Right.
was on Newgrounds, not YouTube. It's a series called Stick Fight, and they're actually putting out a video game on that. Stick
Okay.
Fight is a physics-based couch online fighting game where you battle it out as the iconic stick figures from the golden age of the internet. Fight it out against your friends or random sticks from around the world. This just looks like good, goofy fun, you know?
Yep.
Up next is a game that I've never heard of, Clash Artifacts of Chaos. Drawing upon upon both surreal and punk fantasy influences, the world of civilizations, the world and civilizations of a Xenozoic are brimming with fascinating characters, creatures, and landscapes. You play as Pseudo, a master of martial arts who lives as a recluse in the strange land of Xenozoic. When you cross paths with the boy, a small creature whose mysterious powers have attracted the attention of Gemini, the mistress of the artifacts, you decide to protect him, unaware that much greater forces are involved. Roam this intriguing land and discover its past inhabitants and ancient secrets. A description that doesn't really tell you anything, but leaves you wanting to play because of how mysterious it is, you know?
Right.
This next one actually looks really intriguing as well. Killer Frequency, coming to PS4 and PS5, by the way.
Oh.
The year is 1987, and as the clock strikes midnight in a small town in Gallows Creek, USA, former big city radio DJ Forrest Nash is live on air in what will turn out to be the graveyard shift of a lifetime. In this horror comedy, you must solve puzzles to save callers from being hunted down by a mysterious killer, where every call is life and death. Can you save the inhabitants of Gallows Creek? Step into the shoes of a late night radio talk show host, new in town and fallen from grace. The sheriff is dead, so the townsfolk turn to you for help. You, Forrest Nash, are the only person in town who can run a phone line. That kind of gives me like uh, Five Nights at Freddy's vibes, you know?
Yeah. Almost the way it sounded too, like almost sounds like it would be like a 911 type of dispatch, but you're the one who's got to give out the clues over the airwaves as opposed to.
Yeah. As opposed to being an actual 911 operator. This next one is Hungry Shark World, and in this one, you become a shark, spread terror on the beach. Fight man, machine, and beast as you explore tropical islands, sunken temples, vast cities, and frozen icebergs. Enjoy discovering expansive levels with their own distinctive enemies, hidden treasures, and unique missions. Take on everything the sea throws at you, from gruesome goblin sharks to adorable porbeagle to prehistoric monsters with giant submarines. With rebalanced enemies and pacing, there's a challenge around every corner. This kind of sounds like a cartoon version of the game Maneater, where you played a shark and you go around eating a bunch of things.
Yep. And I got to say this, I'm just thankful for your sake that it is not Baby Shark, the video game.
Yeah, I've made it almost 10 years with avoiding that song. So
Then don't go to the Greyhound games.
yeah, I've got these. I bring these with me. I can still avoid it. Also up next, Chivalry 2. This is a game I've seen constantly on sale, actually, in the store.
Right.
But return to the medieval battlefield. Chivalry 2 is a multiplayer first-person slasher inspired by epic medieval movie battles. Players are thrust into action of every iconic moment of the era, from clashing swords to storms of flaming arrows to sprawling castle sieges and more. Charge headfirst into stunning 64-player cinematic battles inspired by epic medieval action films. Pick your play style with 4 classes and 12 subclasses, each with their own unique weapons and abilities. Sounds to me like it's Battlefield, but in the medieval area.
Right.
And I say Battlefield because Battlefield has that the ability to where you can go into a death match and play with up to 100 some odd players.
That's the Battlefield 2042. The earlier ones did not have
Battle
that.
Battlefield 1 had it too.
Oh, the remake of Battlefield 1, yes.
Yeah, the one that came out in 2015. I friggin' love that game, and I wish I could go back to it, but nobody plays it anymore.
Right?
It's sad. On VR2, well, actually, people do still play Battlefield 1, but on PC, it's hard to get in on a server on the PS4 now.
Right.
Uh,
See, and I was
but
thinking because you've got there was I can't remember what they were, and then there was Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4.
Battlefield 1
And
came out after Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I was thinking of back before those.
Yeah. No, Battlefield 1 was pretty much the only shooter I've ever seen that's set in World War One.
Yeah, and I tried it for all of 10 minutes and found it to be too much like Call of Duty, the original.
Yeah, I lived on that game for like years. But we got Synapse coming to PSVR 2, the PlayStation VR. Once again, I'm glad that the VR is getting some love. Dual wield, brutal firepower, and surging telekinesis in the ultimate mind-breaking VR action shooter. Unleash your inner anti-hero and invade the twisted subconscious of a notorious enemy of the state. Become a mind-breaking operative and wreak havoc on the enemy's mind with deadly weaponry in one hand and expressive telekinetic abilities in the other. Combine your powers to overcome formidable defenses and delve deeper into a hostile mindscape. That sounds interesting. If I had a VR system, I'd probably check that out.
Yep.
But these two games, these are so they we're getting 2 Legacy of Kain games next month, and this is to ready ourselves for the Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remasters that are coming out next month. We're getting Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen, and Blood Omen 2. I don't know too much about these games, but I do know that you are a vampire in them, and it's a top-down action adventure. You embark on an epic quest through a vampire kingdom fraught with murder, magic, and vengeance. Journey through an expansive world containing more than 100 hours of intense blood-sucking spellcasting gameplay, and enjoy cinema-quality voiceovers, dynamic lighting effects, and more than 25 minutes of full-motion video. That's actually sounds like the way they described it when it was on the PS1. But Blood Omen 2 follows the same kind of route. I know that. These 2 games, though, that are coming, and they're the last 2 games we're going to talk about here. Resistance, Fall of Man, and Resistance 2. I hold a special place in my heart for Resistance because this was the game that got me into first-person shooters.
Right.
And it was actually the first game my brother and I played and beat together.
Nice.
So these games are set in World War II. They're alien shooters. An alien race called the Chimera takes over and basically ravages all of Europe, and it's up to you and your military to try and take these aliens out.
Nice.
It's challenging and it's a lot of fun, but what's going to be challenging right now is we're going to showcase some WWE 2K24. WCW pack just came out today, and we're going to start off with our first match, which is going to be an Extreme Rules match. Going to do it at the Tokyo Dome, so I guess you can guess which wrestler you viewers out there we're going to go with here.
It's the Great Muta, Charlie Brown.
Yep. Where is he? There he is. You can choose 2 different attires. This is the one he wore in WCW.
Yep.
But I'm going to go with the one he wore in Japan because that's the way I know him.
Right.
And we're going to have him go up against one of his most famous rivals in Big Van Vader.
Nice.
We're going Extreme Rules because, well, you'll see in just a moment, guys. So I've got everything muted. I've muted the commentary. The theme songs are muted, but the theme songs are there, and the theme songs are correct for each wrestler that we're going to be showcasing. Lex Luger has his WCW theme that sounds like surfer rock. That's
right.
I better turn my TV down because I didn't realize it's actually that loud.
Making his way to the ring from the land of the rising sun, weighing in 230 pounds.
Now, I do have to ask, did they add in this DLC pack that stupid over-the-top rope disqualification rule for WCW?
No.
Okay.
No, that I hate. Oh God, I hated that rule. I hated that rule in AWA as well. But as you can see, they got Muta right.
Yes, they did.
And I'm pretty sure the reason Muta is in here was because, well, earlier this year he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Or was it last year he went in?
It was last year.
Yeah. Oh, right. This year's Japanese induction was Bull Nakano.
Yes.
And here comes Vader. Vader, obviously synonymous with his time in WCW as well.
Yes.
Synonymous with his time in Japan. And, of course, in WWE. His biggest claim to fame, I would have to say, in WWE would be maybe that match he had against Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam in '96.
I was just going to say the 3-fall match because he refused to win on a disqualification and on a count out and then got pinned. But I do have to ask, this being the WCW pack, where is Harley Race by his side? If it was WWE, where is Jim Cornette by his side?
Actually, I think Harley is in the game. I just forgot to pick him as a manager. I think Harley's in the game. I can't remember. But yeah, I would have put Harley by his side. I'm actually glad, though, that they gave us the WWF version of Vader, because as much as I love Vader, I hated that big mastodon mask he always wore to the ring.
You know what? I actually loved that mask.
I don't know. It just kind of looked silly to me. I think it was just the make of the mask looked silly. But who's my referee? Oh, it's the random referee. So this is one thing too, like that I like. You just saw me try to clothesline him.
Right.
But Vader did not move. I love that. I love that weight detection in this game.
Now, I do have to ask, because I know you're playing as Muta.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask, what difficulty do you have the game set at to?
Normal.
Normal? Okay.
Yeah, because I like a challenge, so.
Right.
And of course, Extreme Rules, Vader's going for a weapon. Shoot. You got to the thing is too, you have to time your reversals in this game.
Right.
And Vader's just kind of dominating me at the moment because I'm not timing my reversals correctly.
Right.
Oh, you're not going to get me that early, Vader. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is because of how fresh he is, trying to grapple him because of his weight, is going to be a pain in the ass.
Right. And, you know, I just realized because I'm watching the Leaf game and it was intermission.
Right.
So I was thinking today was Thursday, so I decided to try and flip over to watch Impact during the intermission. And I'm wondering why it's not on. And of course, just dawned on me that it's only Wednesday.
Well, I mean, you could check out AEW.
I could. But I would rather watch this commercial for, well, now a car, but I would rather watch that commercial for men's leak-proof underwear that was just on than watch AEW.
So I think I got to hit him with a lot of strike moves in order to win this matchup here, or do that. Maybe pick up the chair. That'll help. Why can't I remember the button? Oh, it's L1 to pick up weapons, which I'm not sure what that translates to on your side.
Probably let me look at. Because, yeah, we have a left bumper, right bumper, left trigger, right trigger.
It's probably like.
Probably be the left bumper.
Vader, you got to let me do this, man. I'm trying to show this to the audience.
This is a showcase.
There, poison mist. I probably should get Muta into a better position, unless I can only do that once per match. Still can't take Vader down, though. Kendo stick.
Oh, Carl would be in his glory tonight with
that. Yeah, because honestly, Muta's actually one of Muta's favorite weapons is the kendo stick himself, too.
Yep.
And I busted open Vader. If you saw that red flash, that meant I busted him open. So the key thing now that I got Vader down is literally keep him down.
Right.
See, like these wrestling games these days, they're not like how Fight Forever was, where you can actually just go in and beat the snot out of your opponent. You actually have to like kind of strategize what you're going to do to your opponent.
Right.
Like I'm gonna hit him with his Shining Wizard. I forgot that was his finisher. I think I might get the win right now, actually. Oh, Vader with that close 2 count.
Yeah, I kicked out at 2.5, but not 2 7/8. So,
nope. But basically, right now, I've got Vader in the palm of my hands.
Yes, you do.
That's the other thing. It's one of the problems I have with this game is trying to remember my direction I'm trying to run towards.
Right.
Muta's going up top. What am I going to do? Crossbody. Or no, splash. Crossbody would be if he were standing.
Yes.
Oh, Vader shifted his weight on me.
Yep. I was going to say, you're going for a fall-away slam.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I don't remember Muta ever throwing a fall-away slam.
Right?
The very first time I ever experienced a Muta match was actually at the very first WCW pay-per-view I ever ordered, which was Slamboree 95.
Wow.
And on that card, he took on Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff.
Wow. I don't think I was paying too much attention to WCW pay-per-views at the time. I paid more attention to like the Power Hour and then WCW Saturday Night.
Or Worldwide. Now, this is another cool feature. Watch when we get a little close up on Muta's face. You see his makeup has fucking run.
Yep.
I love that little feature. You get that too when you wrestle with the. You get that when you wrestle with the Ultimate Warrior as well.
Yep.
I don't know if it works when you have a created wrestler with face paint on. I haven't tried it yet.
Right.
But I love that little detail. Yeah, 3 stars, 327 coins. Coins I don't need anymore because I've bought everything in the game.
Right.
But that was Muta. We're going to see him a little later on again when we do War Games.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. Oh, that's the WrestleMania 39 set, and I think they did a fantastic job on it in this game.
Right.
You have your choice too with WrestleMania 30. With some of the WrestleManias, you can do nighttime or daytime.
Nice.
Which is cool. WrestleMania 36, which is that's an arena that I avoid because it just reminds me of the pandemic, and I don't want to be reminded of it.
Right.
Almost all of the WrestleManias are here, but we're going to go to a custom arena for this next match.
Okay.
We're going to use WrestleMania 2 because we're going back to the 80s.
Oh.
For this next match.
I am intrigued.
And this match, it didn't happen at a WrestleMania though. I'm just picking a WrestleMania arena because I'm too lazy to make the arena that this actually took place at. And you'll see where I'm going in just a moment with the wrestler I'm choosing for the next matchup. Who was his biggest rivalry in the 80s?
Well, he humbled that jabroni Hulk Hogan.
Yes, he did, and he's going to do it. Oh, see, yeah, Harley is in the game.
Yep.
We're going to do that again.
I don't ever remember Sheik going to WCW.
He was there for like a cup of coffee, if that. He went there maybe 88, 89, and then he was back in WWF back in 91 91 when he had joined forces with Sergeant Slaughter there. But we're going to do Hulk Hogan and the Sheik. We're doing it at WrestleMania, at my created version of WrestleMania 2, but it's as close enough to 84 as I'm going to get because, again, I didn't feel like creating the arena.
Right. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I did think I saw one of my favorite WCW pay-per-views in there for an arena, and that being World War III.
No, you saw Halloween Havoc, which we're going to visit that arena for another match later on. Nitro is there, and Fall Brawl War Games. And that's where we're going to do the War Games. This is in the WCW War Games. So Sheik is on his way to the ring. Got his Iranian flag. And he's actually wearing the gear. He's actually wearing the gear he wore when he beat Bob Backlund for the title.
Yep.
In this one. And you can actually you can actually defend that version of the WWF title in this game too, actually. I meant to put it on Sheik. I meant to put it on Sheik, but I got it on Bruno Sammartino right now, so.
Right.
And again, they did a fantastic job on Sheik's design.
Just goes to show how far technology has come in this day and age.
Yeah, I mean, if you...
His opponent from Venice Beach, California, weighing in 303 pounds, the...
You look at the frame, they did a good job there for what was due.
Yep.
And of course, they made Hogan look fucking great in this game.
Of course they did.
And I'm glad, like, because every year because Hogan's been in like every WWE 2K game, but I'm glad that they actually gave us 80s Hulk Hogan, because they've been giving us 2002 Hulk Hogan for the last few years. So having 80s Hulk Hogan is a nice change.
Yes.
And I at one point did have the Winged Eagle title on him, but I have the Winged Eagle belt on Shawn Michaels right now.
Nice. Did Shawn Michaels beat Hulk Hogan for it with the kick heard round the world on Raw?
I think I had him beat Diesel for the belt, actually. Okay, I did not know she could do that. Sheik is moving a lot faster than I thought he'd be moving. Oh, yeah. This is also, Sheik's also wearing the gear he was wearing when he lost the belt to Hogan, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
I believe so.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that match. Sheik showing what a jabroni Hogan is.
Good.
Sheik going airborne. I really want to know what they did for Sheik's aerial maneuvers, because he was never an aerial guy.
No, he was not.
So I'm curious. We're gonna see what he's gonna do. Sheik is going airborne. Okay, elbow drop. That
nice.
All right, you're gonna dive off Brett's rope there, Sheik. I've seen Sheik dive off the second rope a couple of times. I was late on that. So the key when you're wrestling a Sheik, because his finisher is the camel clutch, attack the torso for your opponents, because that's where, obviously, that's where the camel clutch targets, you know?
Yep.
I discovered that when I was wrestling a Sheik earlier today, because I was trying to, learn their moves.
Right.
Seen Hogan do that to Savage a few times. You're not going to get me that easy, dude.
I know all of us here at Turnbuckle Affiliation Program did it today in the group chat, but I do want to give a special shout out to our good friend, the Bulkster, and wish him a very happy birthday today.
Yeah.
He is now an old like me.
Yeah, he's an old, what is he? He's 45, I think.
He is 45.
Yeah. Hogan is going airborne. Okay, I have never seen Hogan throw a splash before. What the? That was different.
That was new. Yep.
I'm gonna break your back, Hogan. You're probably gonna kick out of this. Actually, this is the one thing I do hate about this is the submission mini game here. It's you gotta mash buttons to try and get the submission, but right. Hogan's not even close to weak enough for me to hit him. Now he's weak enough, actually.
Yep.
Now that his body's red, I can if I get him back in the ring and get my finisher back up. But I feel like beating Hogan a bit on the outside of the ring. Hogan's got his signature, so I got to really watch it there.
Yep.
Oh, I reversed it. He tried to give it to me just now. His signature is the big boot, by the way.
Right.
So I'll hit you with that suplex again, because that sends you back to the middle of the ring. And I should be able to lock in the camel clutch again. Oh, he's using his resilience. That's a perk that that certain wrestlers have.
Okay.
So your resilience allows you to kick out allows you to kick out early. It allows you to break out of submissions early, but you can only use it like once per match.
Right.
So now that Hogan's used it, I should be able to beat him if he doesn't hit me with the. He's going back up top. What are you doing, Hogan?
I don't know. He almost botched it off the ropes. Nice.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Oh, you stupid son of a.
Right?
You should have seen the match, actually. Going back to Muta and Vader earlier, I kind of wish we were streaming with the match I had with Muta and Vader earlier, because I'm going to hit him with the possum pin, see what happens there. Actually, no, I don't want to win off the pin. I don't want to win off of a pin.
No.
But no, earlier today I was doing a match with Vader and Muta, and that match was just filled with reversals. Like, Vader kept reversing my stuff. I kept reversing Vader's stuff. It was a definite Dave Meltzer 5-star match out of the Tokyo Dome. With the exception of the 20-odd super kicks that have to be thrown.
Right.
Oh, Hogan's trying to express his. Oh shit, that's his finisher. No, it's not. I reversed it.
Yeah, you did.
It's hard to sometimes reverse Hogan's finisher, actually.
You almost threw him into the ref.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't realize that. I'm going to win. Bam. He tapped out.
He did.
See, when I have to do button mashers, I have to put my controller down and let my hand do the thing. Do you have to do that when you enter a button mashing situation?
No, but what I have to do is really be paying attention or let go and maybe try and palm the controller to hit the buttons.
Oh, yeah. And we got Parrish coming in. Of course, echoing Sheik, F the Hulk Hogan.
Yes. Okay, Parrish. Hulk Hogan got humbled.
Yeah, he did. I should have. You know what? I think I am going to put Sheik up against Bruno at some point for the big green.
Nice. While
Actually,
you're setting up the next match, I'm going to go conduct a backstage interview in the locker room. Just one moment, please.
Yeah. Okay. So we did Hogan and Sheik. We're going to go to SummerSlam 88 for this next one. Because this is a match that took place in the earlier years of SummerSlam. Normal one-on-one. Yeah, one-on-one. And we're going to... This is a definite classic that we're going with here. Where is he? We're going to go with Mr. Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly where I believe OMD has gone. Parrish, he's gone to take a giant John Tavares. But right now we're going to be setting up Mr. Perfect. and Bret Hart. We're gonna go with Bret Hart from '92.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we're repeating SummerSlam '91.
Nice.
Perfect and Bret, but of course I'm playing as Perfect, so it's not going to be Bret Hart taking the Intercontinental title.
And I can appreciate that. I love Mr. Perfect. As you know, I had the privilege of being at the late Kurt Hennig's Hall of Fame induction.
From Robbinsdale, Minnesota, weighing in
with Larry talking about him, right?
WWE.
Larry, Wade Boggs, and I think Joe was there as well.
I only remember Wade Boggs, but I have a very interesting story, and I don't know if I've ever told you this one. My girlfriend at the time and I, we were getting ready to go to the Hall of Fame, and we were going to dinner first.
Right.
We get on the elevator, and there's this beautiful woman dressed to the nines, full on like evening gown with her two kids.
Right.
Looking absolutely miserable and upset. And I'm thinking, how can you be this upset when you are going to see the WWE Hall of Fame?
Mm-hmm.
Until she walked out on stage to accept the induction for Mr. Perfect.
Oh, so it was Leonise then that you saw.
It was his wife and kids. And yes, his son even wore his jacket out.
So as you saw, I put the Intercontinental title on Perfect because, I mean, he was synonymous with that title in the late 80s, early 90s.
He was.
Put the title on him after I took it off of, I wrestled with him as the Ultimate Warrior, or against the Ultimate Warrior today, because for some reason I had the Ultimate Warrior with 2 Intercontinental titles. I don't know why. Okay. So Ultimate Warrior's got 1 Intercontinental title still. Because, he was also synonymous with that title.
Yes, he was.
And, oh my. I'm actually so happy with the character design for Perfect because they have screwed up on Perfect's character design several times before, and this is honestly probably the best they've made him look in this game.
Right.
And he definitely moves with the speed that he has in the that he had in the ring.
Right. It's actually funny because as I was scrolling my phone sitting at my desk today at work, a couple of the classic Mr. Perfect videos showed up. Now, I'd already seen the football one countless times, so I didn't need to watch that one. But there was the chess one where he went in like one move.
Yeah. And the basketball one where he throws it over the back of over behind him from like mid-court or something like that.
Yep.
Then the bowling one where he gets a perfect game.
Yep.
The beauty of it is, with the exception of maybe the football one, that was all actually him, you know?
Yep.
Because the football one is kind of reaching a little bit where he throws his own pass.
Right.
And this particular Bret that I'm wrestling is actually the gear he's got on is the gear he wore when he won the Intercontinental title from Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 8.
Right.
I should have actually, I just realized something. I should have actually put Mr. Perfect with Bobby Heenan.
Yep.
I wonder. No, of course, Perfect doesn't do a suicide dive. But Perfect does elbow drops off the top rope.
All right.
And we're about to see. Oh, no, we're not going to see it because Brett was going to reverse it. But I think you knew which maneuver I was going for.
I'm just waiting for the perfect plex.
Yeah. It's coming. But I wanted to throw Perfect's snapmare because that's his signature maneuver.
Right.
But he does it picture perfect in this game, but we're going to look at the perfect plex right now. Brett kicked out early because I got him into the ropes there.
Right.
The only thing they mess up on, and I'll point it out again here when we get to the perfect plex again, he doesn't hook the head like he usually does. Like,
right.
You'll see it. You'll see what he does here when we get back to it. Yeah, you're not going to submit me, Brett. You aren't.
Stretch.
Yeah, that was a little bit hard to get out of.
Saw that.
Okay, Brett's being quick on his reversals there.
He is. I see it.
Now, here's the other thing. I'm sure you notice as the match drags on, Perfect is now moving a lot slower. And of course, that's because, as the match does go on, your wrestler does get tired. Your stamina does
right.
Go deplete a lot quicker. And you have to actually pace yourself in these matches the longer they go,
Yep.
All right, let's see if we can get it. There we go. Probably the best snapmare in the business, not going to lie.
Right? Well, it's absolutely perfect.
But you see what I mean? He reaches, he moves his other hand and hooks the leg.
Yeah.
I've never seen Perfect do that.
No.
Here's your winner, Mr.
But they actually have his victory celebration correct, because that's pretty much after he would execute the perfect plex, he would sit up and, put his hands out like that was just perfect,
Yep.
Okay, so we've got 2 wrestlers left to showcase before we put them all into War Games.
All right. Well, I was going to say, because we are closing in on that 9 o'clock hour.
Oh, I know, but I've allotted time to because I realized we had the PlayStation news to talk about because the mid-month games. I've decided to stretch the episode tonight, if you don't mind with that.
Not at all, man.
So this next match, we're gonna go to Nitro.
Okay.
We're gonna go with a famous one of Lex's famous matches that happened on an episode of Nitro. So Lex Luger is obviously the next wrestler we're going to showcase.
Yep.
And I think you'll see where I'm going when I pick his opponent here.
Well,
When
we are
he
going to
won-
go back to Hulk Hogan, but yes.
When he won the WCW World Heavyweight title from Hogan on Nitro.
Yep.
Hogan, I didn't put the WCW title on Hogan for this match, but
Right.
whatever.
Actually, it's ironic. There was a clip came out about this today that I
Oh, yeah?
saw where it was Scott Hall convinced Hulk to drop the belt to him. Hulk didn't want to lose by submission. But
Yeah,
Hulk inevitably chose to set up the match at Slamboree 6 days later.
Yeah. Which again didn't make a lot of sense because at that time, like Lex won the title that night, but he lost it 6 days later back to Hogan.
Yep.
And it didn't make any sense for that to happen. Lex was at his hottest, I would have to say, around that time.
Right.
And I would just say that keeping the title on Luger would have made more sense.
Yeah.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 275 pounds. The total package. Lex Luger.
Now, with Lex Luger being in this game, I'm going to try and see if I can, because you can make alternate attire for each wrestler.
Right.
I'm going to make Made in the USA Lex Luger.
Oh, see, I was going to get you to do the narcissist.
Well, that's the other thing too. If I can add more than 2 attires, or I'm going to see if I can add more than that, and I'm going to do I'm going to turn him into the narcissist and Made in the USA. That way, all of Luger's gimmicks would be in this game because he was the total package before he came to WWF in '92. Then he became Made in the USA, or he became the narcissist. Then he became Made in the USA. And I'm saying 92 because he did make his WWF on-screen debut at WrestleMania 8.
Yes, he did, and I looked, I saw him, and as much as I loved the narcissist character, I saw him as a Shawn Michaels ripoff.
I looked at him as like another attempt at Mr. Perfect, you know? Because when he came in, he basically was Perfect's replacement.
The NWO from Hollywood, California, weighing in 302 pounds. Hollywood Hogan.
I am missing the NWO music right now. It's just
It's in this game, and Hogan does come out to the NWO theme song in here. But of course, I have it muted because copyright strikes and all that, you know.
Yep.
But
now,
as you can
does he
see,
come out to the actual NWO music, or does he come out to his Jimi Hendrix theme?
the actual NWO music, it's a little bit difficult to get the rights to Hendrix's music these days.
Right.
Earlier today, I tried to have Hogan come out with Eric Bischoff as his manager because Bischoff used to accompany Hogan on some occasions.
Yep.
But they kind of ended up going to the ring like they were a tag team as opposed to wrestler and manager. So I gotta figure out how to fix that. All right. Oh, right to the power moves already, Lex. So Lex moves a little bit slower than Perfect, but again, Luger's carrying more muscle than Perfect does. Now, the one thing I do remember about this match is, of course, Hogan losing by submission, as you had said, and that was actually the very first time in Hogan's career that he's ever lost by submission.
Yep.
The one thing I do remember is when Luger won the title, how everybody like on the WCW side just came and rushed the ring and just celebrated with him.
Yep.
Oh, I've already got Hogan like pretty beaten down already.
That was a backbreaker on Hogan's knee.
Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot Hogan makes the suplex very easy for me to reverse. It's Hogan's stalling suplex there.
Right.
Oh, we were going to see a banned move.
We were.
Actually, I'm wondering if I'm going to take a look here just right quick. You can, if you want to learn like the moves and combos, you can check here, you know?
Right.
So you go under moves to look for finishers, and I'm wondering something here. Okay, never mind. I thought maybe Lex's running forearm would have been in here.
Right.
But being that it's it's the total package, it's the torture rack.
Yep.
As we're seeing right now. I don't think, maybe, no, I'm not going to get him. He's fighting back. I'm surprised actually he's not using his resilience. Yeah, I'm not going to get him, so I'm just going to escape the maneuver.
Chop block to the ankle.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Some of the moves that you do in this in this game look a little awkward if you're not in the right position to do them. Like you said, the backbreaker to Hogan's leg looked a little weird.
Yep.
That press slam looked really weird because, well, okay, Hogan, I've never seen you do that before.
Hogan with a victory roll, yeah.
A possum pin at that, because that's what it was that he hit me with. Oh.
Yep. And the Polish hammer.
Yeah. I've seen Hogan throw that, actually. Okay, I've never seen Hogan do a tilt-a-whirl slam, though.
Nope.
Maybe we're wrestling in Japan and Hogan's actually working a match here.
Right.
Because, again, I know we're harping on Hogan and his in-ring ability, but he actually is a good worker.
Yes.
Surprisingly. You just got to find his matches in Japan to see that, you know? There we go. Band maneuver.
That wasn't a special circumstance as we talked about last night on Turnbuckle Talk.
Nope. This is me trying to beat Hogan. That's what it is. Oh, there he used his resiliency there because I was going to beat him.
Right.
I still have another finisher stored. Those yellow bars on the bottom of where Lex Luger is, on the bottom of your left corner, those are your finishers that you've stocked up. The blue bar is your signature maneuvers.
Okay.
The green and the red, that's your strength. That's your power. Oh,
okay. Toronto is getting called for a penalty when the Washington player skated into our player's shoulder. It is being reviewed.
Okay. What would the penalty be? Roughing?
No, they're calling it high sticking. And it could be a 4-minute because the guy's nose is bleeding, but he skated into our player who had no momentum.
And Luger takes the win.
Nice.
That's twice we've seen Hogan tap out in under an hour.
Here's your win. The total package.
Oh, they're showing the replay, and after the Washington player skated into him, and he's a couple of feet away, his elbow comes up, and the player flopped.
I might make Lex Luger into the narcissist based off that victory celebration, because that is definitely something the narcissist would have done.
Yep.
But our final singles match is going to take us to Halloween Havoc.
Are you going where I think you're going with this one?
We're going with a match that was supposed to be at Halloween Havoc, but the tape got cut off. There's a clue right there. This to me is probably DDP's biggest match in WCW, other than the times he won the WCW title.
See, and I would have gone with, like, in terms of DDP's biggest matches, I would probably have to go with DDP versus Sting on Nitro.
Yeah, see, everybody else went with that match too, and I was trying to look up some of DDP's best matches, and I'm like, my personal favorite DDP WCW match is this match with Goldberg, because this was DDP's star-making match, and he made a star out of Goldberg in this match as well.
Right. You know, I think I might just have to bust out WCW Mayhem the music for the car tomorrow.
Underrated soundtrack there.
Yes.
I have it somewhere in my CD collection as well. Now, another very infamous match took place on this same card. Do you know which one? Or do you remember?
I am leaning towards Ray and Eddie, which was where I thought we were going.
No, that match was famous. This one is infamous. This one happened in 98. Their first
Booker-
match happened at WrestleMania 6.
Oh, Hogan and Warrior.
Yeah. That match actually isn't as bad as people make it out to be. It was just a lot of miscommunication happened in that match.
I was gonna suggest maybe it was Dean Malenko clotheslining his opponent over the top rope to start the match.
You know what I need in these WWE in the next WWE 2K game, or at least a future WWE 2K game? A WCW showcase would be nice.
Yep.
You know, where you pick like I don't know, you go through some of WCW's biggest moments, you know, like
Right.
Bash of the Beach
finger
90.
poke of doom.
Yeah, the finger poke of doom. Bash of the Beach 96 when Hogan turned on Savage, Sting, and Luger.
Right.
And formed the NWO. This match, Eddie and Ray from Halloween Havoc in 97. Any one of the War Games matches.
Juventud Guerrera versus Chris Jericho from WCW Saturday Night.
That was actually, anytime those two got in the ring was actually pretty freaking good.
It was.
The Doomsday Cage match, bring that back.
Yep.
Hogan and Savage versus the Dungeon of Doom and the Four Horsemen.
Yep.
Even the last Nitro, Sting and Flair, that match was friggin' so good.
Booker T and Scott Steiner from the last Nitro as well.
Yeah. Hell, I know it was during the Russo era, but it was a match that I enjoyed. But Booker T and Jeff Jarrett for the WCW title on the night that Hogan walked out of WCW.
Yep. Judy Bagwell on a forklift.
No. But Giant and Hogan Halloween Havoc 95.
And put the monster truck battle in there.
Yeah, I was going to say both matches because they basically had two matches against each other that night.
Yep.
Dustin Rhodes versus Blacktop Bully. Yeah, you knew where I was going with that one. I was going to say Barry Darso because that's, you know, his shoot name.
Yep.
You know what else? Who else I would actually add in that? I'd add Canyon and Bam Bam just so I can remake the Triangle of Terror with DDP or the Jersey Triad. I mean,
yep.
I'm pretty sure I just won this match. Oh, nope. Goldberg's still alive.
How about the Man with No Name versus Evad?
Yeah, you can put like Brutus Beefcake in this game like 18 times. Because the amount of gimmicks he went through in WCW is just staggering.
Oh, I know.
But in all seriousness, one match I probably would add, and I think it actually was from Halloween Havoc in 95 as well, but Johnny B. Bad versus Brian Pillman from that show was friggin' good. That was such a good match.
You know what? Anything Mark Merrow did as Johnny B. Bad was incredible and overshadows the Wild Man Mark Merrow career.
Yeah. Which is, again, like when he showed up at WrestleMania 12, I was so excited. And I was even more excited that his first feud was going to be Hunter, you know, somebody who would be able to get it, who has gotten good matches out of him, you know?
Yep. Oh, come
Oh,
on.
and
Can we get a Terra Rising match versus Lord Steven Regal?
that actually did happen in WCW too.
I know it did.
Speaking of Steven Regal, if I were to add some WCW guys to a WCW showcase, I'd fully try to get Bobby try to get Bobby Eaton so that you can do the Blue Bloods
And the Squire Dave Taylor.
and Jeeves. Yeah, Jeeves was the name of their manager, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I know. I remember him more as Superstar Bill Dundee. So
Right.
because he wrestled in Memphis under that name.
Can we get, and I'm going to go way off script here with this one, but Ravens Flock versus the Filthy Animals.
You know what? One of my favorite feuds from WCW was Raven and Perry Saturn, and that match that they had where if Perry won, he got to free the flock.
Yep.
That was such a good match.
There's another guy that I would love to see in this game, and I hope he's in there. But one of my absolute favorites, if not my absolute all-time WCW favorite, but Scott Flash Norton.
Norton is not in this game, but
Wow.
I would not be opposed to putting him in. Again, if you're going to do like a WCW pack, maybe as a future WCW DLC would work.
Right.
Would be cool.
And even re-add the tag team of Vicious and Delicious.
Or hell, just add Ice Train and Fire and Ice.
Yep.
And I just got the win as DDP. Goldberg gave me quite a bit of a fight there, though.
Yes, he did.
So now we've got one more match, and that's going to be the WCW War Games. We are going to go to Fall Brawl for that because you can do the War Games matches there.
Right.
Which is the one complaint I had before today was the fact that they didn't have WCW Fall Brawl as an arena for
Right.
War Games in here. And now they do, and I'm happy. Oh, look, it's already set up. Except I gotta just random because I actually have it set to random for when I go into play mode. So
Nice.
or switches over to Survivor Series, but I can switch it to. Oh, okay. There's a third War Games arena that I guess I've got to unlock at some point.
I'm wondering if that's going to be the NXT War Games arena.
It's up, down, down War Games. I guess it's something to do with the Jessica Wilde story, which you can catch on YouTube Fridays at 7 p.m. So we can only do 4-on-4, and we showcase 5 wrestlers. So I think because you had said you don't really remember Sheik being in WCW, and he wasn't. You know what? We're going to put him on the opposing team, actually.
Okay.
So that he still gets his moment to shine in War Games.
Now, can you put red and yellow Hulk Hogan versus NWO Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, you can actually. I actually had because there's red and yellow Hulk Hogan from the 80s in here. Hollywood Hogan is in here. And Hogan from 2002 is in here. And I had a triple threat match with all of them at one time just to see which Hogan would win.
Well, we all know that Hulk Hogan won.
Yep. Okay, I gotta figure. I'm gonna go as DDP again because I'm actually really enjoying wrestling as him, and he's gonna be teamed up. We're gonna put Macho Man is in here. Macho King is in here, but he comes as a separate pack that you actually have to purchase.
Right.
In here. Oh, there he is, Mr. Perfect.
I gotta ask: are Brian Adams or Brian Clark in the game?
No, but again, if they did, F the Hulk Hogan. But again, if they did a WCW pack like for next year, if they did a WCW showcase, Chronic would be a team that I would consider that I would add because of their run in the later years in WCW was actually pretty memorable. Right. And I know a lot of people actually did compare them to the APA because I mean they were doing the same thing that the APA were doing. Okay, I'm gonna go over to download superstars. Carlito. Oh yeah, Muta. Muta was the one I was gonna pick.
Yep.
Okay, so and now we're gonna just go over here. We're gonna pick Sheik.
Sheik and Hogan on the same team.
I went. Oh yeah, that's no. But what I am gonna do in favor of this is I'm gonna pick some guys who are famous for war games. I mean, how can you not have a war games without Dusty Rhodes?
Right.
So Dusty's gonna be in it. We're gonna pick out a
Adam
couple of
Cole,
other guys.
baby.
I wish Adam Cole was in this game. I mean, he could be if I found a downloaded version of him.
Right.
Yes, this is a created version of Owen Hart, and they really screwed up on his thumbnail. They make him look gigantic. You know what? Since we're going to pick wrestlers who are famous with for war games, we're going to pick. We got to pick Dusty's son as well.
We do.
Cody Rhodes. And well, if I actually had Dustin.
I was going to say, and how about maybe Seth freaking Rollins?
Yeah, that's Seth or Punk wasn't actually in last year's, but yeah, Seth is a good choice actually. So we'll go with Seth. I was going to pick no, I don't want Sheik and Hogan teaming up. But let's do this. This just makes me so happy. I like how Sheik is just totally covering Dusty or Cody's face. Could have actually picked Roman too, actually, now that I think about it.
Or Sammy. Or Kevin.
Yep. But you see what I mean? It's not the actual WCW version. But it is the actual WCW ring. Or the original before they went with the all black robes.
One member of each team stuffing the match. At regular intervals, alternating members from each team will be released to enter the match. The team with the advantage will be the first to have a member released into the match. Once all competitors have entered, War Games officially begins. The match can be won by pinfall or submission. Exiting the cage will result in a forfeit. And now, let the war begin.
I'm so glad that they chose an old school fall brawl arena for this.
Yeah. But no, yeah, you're right. They didn't put the old school, the roof on the cage.
Yeah. Which is fine. It's still War Games.
Weighing in at 248 pounds, Diamond Dallas Page.
All right, who am I starting? Oh yeah, I'm probably starting off against Sheik, since I picked him first on the other team.
Hey,
Yeah.
from Tehran, weighing in at 258 pounds, the Iron Sheik.
The one thing I wish that they would include for managers in this game, because it would have made a lot of sense for Sheik, Fred Blassie.
Yep.
And Parrish is right. WCW did have the roof. WWE does not use the roof.
Yep.
But again, I do. Oh, geez, that was quick. I wasn't even looking, and I see Sheik running at me. So the one thing you're going to notice in this game with War Games here, and it's a problem that I think they need to fix in this game. The gameplay is considerably slower for
Right.
War Games matches.
See, I think the one thing that still irks me about the War Games match is that space between the ropes. I think the two rings should be together with one set of ropes in the middle as opposed to that two. And our boy Ryan Carlella, Aussie McQueen coming in here saying we need Chris Damage on commentary. How we doing, Ryan? How's it going, brother?
All right, finally gonna get some offense in, but I'm gonna be double teamed here in just a moment.
You are,
because Sheik's team won the coin toss.
Yep.
Because Dusty's making his way. Unless Dusty stops to grab weapons, in which case that could favor me.
Right. Fozzie, we're doing well. I know today, from the bottom of my heart, man, I love you. Thoughts and prayers are with you. I know how tough today is for you, brother.
Yeah, we got a lot of condolences in there, brother.
So we are thinking of you.
Just as I'd also like to throw some condolences out to Eddie Guerrero's family. Today marks 19 years since Eddie Guerrero passed away.
Yes. So Vicky, Shaw, Chavo.
And I'm just going to get double teamed by Sheik and Dusty here.
Yep.
His son, Dom. Yep.
Yep. You're right, Parrish.
Okay, so Perfect is coming in to help me out now.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
DDP starting to fight back as we get
Perfect
Mr.
bringing the
Perfect
table
in.
in the ring. Now, of course, I can't pin Dusty after that.
No.
Okay, Dusty, I was trying to throw you to the other side of the ring there. Or to the other ring, I mean. What am I? What? Okay, that's... Okay. I hit the wrong button there. This is the tough part, too, in War Games, is I've got to watch my other teammates to make sure they're not getting pinned either, you know?
Right. Ozzy's saying we got to get things going again. He's got to get the mods going.
Yeah. And Cody making his way to the ring. He's probably going to come and double team me since I'm beating on his dad right now.
Probably.
Now to use the cage as a weapon. Ah, it didn't work. I might have been too far from the cage. I was trying to Irish whip Dusty into the cage. There we go.
Yep. And you called it. Here comes Cody. Straight for his hero.
Oh,
DDP.
and his dad takes him down. Oh yeah, I didn't even realize the relationship between Cody and DDP. I didn't even think about that when I picked Cody.
Right?
Well, somebody just got busted open. I think Perfect got busted open over there because Sheik is just having his way with him over there. Just as the Rhodes family is having their way with me right now with that table set up in the ring.
Yes, they are. But it looks like you're about to get a Muta.
No, Luger's coming out next. Muta is coming out last for my team.
And Luger's going to stand there holding a kendo stick.
No, that's a sledgehammer he's got.
Ah.
So he's channeling his Triple H.
He is.
I wish Luger would come over and give me a hand, though. You know, instead of helping just Perfect out, because I could really use the help over here, Luger. He's being selfish, though. I mean, I can't. I'm really having a hard time trying to get out. Yeah, okay, Perfect is coming over. Now they're all coming over.
Yep.
Nope, Luger's just going to stand there in between the rings. And I'm going through the table. Oh, I forgot I had the instant recovery thing. Trying to save Perfect here. Because, yep, Cody's looking for Crossroads.
Yep. But on the plus side, Perfect can't get pinned yet.
Nope, because Muta still has to get in the ring.
Yep. And the mist is legal in WarGames.
Yes, it is. Okay, I'm actually glad you threw... Oh, okay, now I'm not so glad. I was going to say I'm glad that you threw me over there, Dusty, because I can actually get some space and recover a little bit. But I'm glad that Luger actually took over there, because now we can focus on the weakest guy on their team, which is
Right.
Sheik.
So I want to make my picks right now for Survivor Series War Games as to who will start the men's War Games match, because I'm sure they are leaving Roman and Solo as the last two competitors.
Yeah.
So I am going to go with Sami Zayn to start the match,
Mood, I was hoping you'd help me out.
along with Tonga Loa.
You know what? I wouldn't be too opposed to that. I'm really trying to finish this match right now.
Yes.
Because now I can pin. Oh, Seth. You are in... I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
right.
I should
I thought it was Savage, but yeah, it's Seth.
Yeah.
For the second time in history, Cody and Seth are on the same team inside War Games.
In this match, but not in real life.
Right?
Because as far as we know, Cody, it's probably more than likely going to be Cody and KO.
No. Well, yeah, not... Yeah, they're probably going one.
Yeah, for the title.
Yeah. Apparently, from what I read today, Cody was originally supposed to be the fifth man, but the plans for that got scrapped.
I almost... Okay, where are you, Sheik? Oh, there you are. There we go. I won.
Nice.
I was just taking advantage of whoever was knocked down on their team.
Right.
Here are your winners, the team up.
That's War Games is a lot of fun to play. Just gonna say.
I can imagine.
But as we've reached the end of the show, I think it's time we get those socials going.
I think that's a great idea.
All right, OMD,
And
where?
so, if the people are looking for me on the socials, they can get me at my Linktree, linktr.ee/OMDshow. Visually, they can catch me right here tomorrow night on the Boar's Nest. Bubba and I still have to figure out what game we're playing tomorrow, though it's either going to be hopefully the end of Atlas Fallen or it's going to be more Warhammer.
Nice. You know what? Before I hand out my social, we have gonna throw out some promotions here. For instance, if you want to get some of that little bit of energy in you, go to rogueenergy.com, use the promo code Parish, get yourself some 10% off for just about everything you can purchase there. And while we're at it, because there have been new stuff added to the Redbubble today, go to carlcarafel.redbubble.com. You'll find a whole bunch of our different merchandise for all of our different programs that we have right here as part of the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. And now, on that note, I'm going to give out my social now, which you can find me at my Linktree, lanktr.ee/Chris_best83. And you know what, OMD, while we've got the people here, why don't we showcase everything we've got going on with the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program? As soon as I can click on over there. There we go.
I think that is a fantastic idea.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m., followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursday we get a variety stream with the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Friday we game again with Unleashed, the Jessica Wilde story at 7 p.m. Following the game, join us for the SmackDown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday be sure to catch the Chris Parish podcast at 12:15 p.m. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
And just waiting for OMD to come back from his audio troubles so that we can say our fond farewell. There he is. OMD,
I am back.
What are those
In
words,
the immortal words of our good friend Carl Carafel, ladies and gentlemen, the world is a scary place. Take care of each other. From all of us here at the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, to those of you out there wherever you are, good night, good luck. We out.